This is the Dan Dockett Show on 1070 The Fan.
Good afternoon. This is the Dan Dockett Show, and we are on 1070 The Fan. Thank you, Quint. Welcome, and more welcome. Look, I don't get people. I don't get people outside of the realm of sports, but I really don't get you inside the realm of sports. Colts look really good last two games. Andrew Luck has not been touched. And, oh, by the way, people, they're playing professional teams. They're playing professional teams. And there are two sayings that you'll never hear me utter other than to make fun of. One is pump the brakes. Two is throw under the bus. They're both D-bag sayings said by D-bags. I loved the way the Colts play. Actually, I loved the game yesterday. It was crisp. It was fast. The defense did what the defense used to do in the Peyton Manning era, which is bend, give up touchdowns, and all of a sudden at the end of the game, boom. Like a lot of you look at Peyton Manning's era and think that every game was won 57-6. Kyle, if you get a chance, can you turn on the thing here? You guys all act like it was won 59-4. No, I used to say all the time on the show. All the time. Look, people. Look, folks. Defense, all of a sudden at the end had to make a stop almost every game that I did here. And then they would, and then you win by 14, and everybody thinks Peyton Manning kicked everybody's ass. Not true. That was a classic Colts win yesterday. Back and forth. I thought fantastic play calling. The defense stepped up in the end. Does the defense need to get better fundamentally? Of course it does. I was texting with Chris Ballard on that very thing last night. He sent me thank you, Quinn. He sent me a hell of a video last night on the play where our guy, our favorite, we have two new favorites here in Indiana, Kyle O'Quinn and Darius Leonard, because they came on the show and they were off the charts good. Podcasts are up on both of them. But Darius Leonard punches the ball out late. Now, what does Rick Venturi say? What does he always say that Tom Moore taught him 100 years ago? Players, not plays at the end of the game. And that play was unfreaking believable. That play by Mo Alley Cox was unfreaking believable. That play by Eric Ebron is unfreaking believable. The blocking. Now remember this, all of you no good, do good, horrible. Pump the brakes. Shut up. Shut up. All of you pump the brakes guy, understand this. Understand this. 2 weeks ago, the Colts were 2-5. And it didn't matter who they play. Doesn't matter who they play. Doesn't even matter a little bit. Not even a little bit. Who they play. They're playing professional teams. Professional teams. Guys that are first round, pump the brakes. Two D-bag terms you'll never hear me use. Ever. Ever. Ever, ever, never. And again, I get it. We're going to get into a couple of things. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into the other idiotic. I mean, again, I understand. If you've never coached, you don't know, you can't know, and you'll never know. And people can get mad at that all they want. Like, I love media when they're calling out Archie Miller. Or not Archie. Oh, yeah, Archie Miller. I love media. Well, media doesn't call out Archie Miller around here. I love media when they're calling out Sean Miller. I love that. I love that. That's what media should do. But I don't need media to even talk about what actually happened in a game. And I'm going to get into why going for the tie was the singularly best thing you saw all year for this football team. In fact, I'll get into it right now. And some of you will understand, some of you won't. I got one guy telling me, oh, don't give me that rah-rah speech. It ain't a rah-rah speech. It's simply this. Coaching, and I've said this forever, is about trust. Coaching is about, I need to trust my players. That's who I put on the field. I need to trust my players. It goes the other way, too. Players need to trust the coach, or else players know better than anybody. Players will roll their eyes. And don't tell me that comes automatically. Hell, we got a guy that I told you about, Tyreek Evans, and I'll get into that too, that doesn't trust the organization to even show up on time. And good for the organization for sitting his sorry ass home. His sorry backside, excuse me. But I'll tell you that, I'll get into that as well, why Tyreek Evans has to be really, really watched. And the differences between Tyreek Evans and every other guy, with the possible exception of Miles Turner, on the Pacers team. But back to not going for the tie. Not going for the tie is this. Not going from the tie bought the coach trust. It was the first time that he'd really been challenged on the rhetoric of we're going to be aggressive. It was the first time. And I'm here to tell you, and I don't care whether you believe this or not, and if you don't believe it, and if you have an answer for it, then you're just showing how much you don't know. But trust is the number one thing. Players in this day and age, and you saw it with Tyreek Evans, know what to say. Tyreek Evans gave a really nice BS, release, and you all bought it. That's great. Awesome. Players know what, coaches know what to say. Coaches know what to say, man. But players are watching whether what coaches say is actually done. And you can say, hey, look, it was a smart thing to do. We played for time, but that's not how Frank Reich sold this. That's not how Frank Reich sold it. Frank Reich sold this as we're going to be aggressive as hell from the moment he came in. That's how Frank Reich sold this. So his first test, number one test of that, and don't think for a second, players, agents, everybody on that sideline didn't watch. Assistant coaches, graduate assistants, whatever the hell they have on that side. And so I'm telling you, I don't know whether the Colts wouldn't have won both of those games. They played bad teams. But I know this, they wouldn't be playing like they were playing. So you can say whatever you'd like, and all it does is show an ignorance of sports that is unparalleled. Again, I don't blame you, but that's the reason. That is the absolute reason that you absolutely had no choice. No choice. None. Zero. And people like Kirk Corzine, I still disagree with the fourth. That doesn't matter to me. You're just showing that you don't understand anything about sports. As a matter of getting one more first down, fine, you do that. But I'm just telling you, then you don't understand sports. Then all you've done is read other people in sports. And that's why I'm here. That's why I have this show. Because I'm supposed to educate you, Mo. Edumacate you. I get it. I do. And you'll read from our locals that, this is that, blah, blah, blah. Great. Just shows they don't know. And they can't know because I'm telling you, Coach Knight, and I'll give you Coach Knight because I know you all love Coach Knight. Coach Knight always used to say, and I never forget when I found it to be incredibly true, a player should have to coach for 1 year before they start playing college basketball. So let's get that out of the way. Other things to talk about. The defense. Let me go there for a second. Horrible for a long time. Fundamentally awful. I can't wait to talk to Coach Venturi on Wednesday, so you'll hear why. Absolutely, the defense was terrible. However, again, when the defense needed to step up, guess what the defense did? The defense forced got a stop first, which you knew the Colts were going to get a touchdown. And then caused a fumble when the game was on the line because a guy made a great play. I'm going to put this out on Twitter. I'm going to put this on my Facebook page, at Dan Dockage, Dan Dockage ESPN, Facebook.com is where I'm at. I'm just telling you. That play by Darius Leonard is so good, and the video is so awesome. I got it from the coaches' tape. It's unbelievable. You can see it clearly. It's great. So the defense did what the defense of old used to do. Like everybody makes Gary Brackett and all these guys out to be the greatest defenders of all time. They weren't. They had a bend but don't break, at least when I was doing my show from 2008 till now, bend but don't break, and then made two plays at the end or a play at the end. It's just the way it is. That's what happens. And you end up winning by 14. But people look back and they say, man, the Colts used to kill everyone. No, they didn't. Not when not in the time I was doing my show, 08 to whatever, now. No. No. Nay. Colts, a little bit of lack of discipline didn't help, but I'm talking positive right here. How good was Andrew Luck with time? How good was that offensive line? I'm going to give you a great play. 2-point conversion. Again, only on this station do you get made fun of for watching film and giving original thought by other guys. But I'm going to give you some watching film and original thought. Unbelievable play. I thought the play call was garbage, the 2-point conversion call. The 2-point conversion call when Chester Rogers showed real toughness. And by the way, Chester Rogers is getting better and better. I'm glad he didn't cut him. All right. They throw that little receiver screen right side in the flat. If you ever go back and watch and you want to see an athlete, you want to see why shuttle times and things like that are important, Inman is out in front and walls off his man who gives a mediocre effort to get around him to make the tackle. All right? Number 72, Braden Smith. Braden Smith gets out so fast from the right tackle position and goes and blocks, which enables a crease for Chester Rogers to go score a touchdown. I'm telling you, it is awesome. Awesome. And that's why you watch film. And you also watch film because I've been telling you about Tyreek Evans, and I've been telling you based on film, watching his body language, players' reaction to him. You can only get that off of film. Or I could just keep saying, hey, Miles Turner, go get the ball. But that was an amazing play. Absolutely amazing. Now, I'll give you a negative, and I'll give you why maybe Mike Mitchell isn't. It was on the open market. There's a touchdown play, 31 yards to Carter Roberts. Now, Harrison got whipped. Harrison got fooled. There's 2 times players got fooled. One of them was Harrison. One of them was Walker. And Mitchell wasn't fast enough to get over there. Now, maybe nobody could have been fast enough to get over there. I don't know. But when you go back and watch the play, when you go back and watch the play, anybody that calls themselves Burrito, man, I don't care. When you watch the play, you understand that at least for the most part, all right, for the most part, I believe safeties get over there. Levi Riddle, last year, Dan Luck is so overrated. This year, how good he is with time. There you go. I mean, all I do is tell you what I see, son. And Luck didn't even play last year, but I digress. It's fine. I just go by what I see. When you play well, I say it. When you play bad, I tell you. I mean, that's all I can do. But those are the negatives. The positives were simply this. The positives were, man, how about Darius Leonard knocking the football out? When you really go back, and I didn't watch all of it, but I watched enough of it, and there was a holding penalty, maybe a couple other things. But I got to tell you, man, the camaraderie between Kelly, going left now, Nelson and Costanzo is awesome. They ran so many. I mean, so many runs to the left side. It was great. It was absolutely freaking great. It was awesome. I mean, it was absolutely awesome how those road graders did what they did. And look, let's talk about it. And I got to tell you, and I'll be the first to criticize based on what I see, and I'll be the first to praise based on what I see. Chris Ballard doing a hell of a job. Chris Ballard doing a hell of a job. I mean, Chris Ballard, you look at Marlon Mack. You look at that offensive line. Now, Kelly was drafted by the previous regime, and Costanzo was drafted 2 regimes ago. But on that other side, Glowinski was brought in, and Braden Smith, man, I don't know. We all bitched, including me. We all complained. We did. Drafting a guard. Now I'm seeing Andrew Luck with time and a new throwing motion where he kind of shoulders the ball to the wide receiver, and I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it at all. I am not even a little bit. I thought they were fantastic. If you want to join the conversation, I'd love to talk to you today. 317-239-1070. I did not do an eliminator poll last week because of being at Tyler's house. And I just didn't want to. I just didn't have time. I was too busy. So we'll continue the eliminator poll this week. And we'll go from there. But honest to God, if you can't be enthusiastic, you pump the brakes all you want, people. You pump the hell out of it. But it was a miserable 6-19. Now it's 2-0. I'm not pumping the brakes. I like what I see. I like a bye and then 3 home games. I like it a lot. I like it a bunch. So you guys, you do you. You know, you do you. You get all negative. You say the world's falling apart. Me, I like to live my life with some enthusiasm. I like it. I like everything about it. I do. Everything about it. Defense did what the defenses of Mathis and Freeney, and I got all these guys. Well, the defensive scheme doesn't work. Okay, good. Sure. They just won 2 in a row. I know. Okay. Dan, anyone in Northeast Ohio, Indiana knew how bad Recker was. Millennial before, absolutely. That is so true. And his mother and father were the reason. A mess. Luke Recker. A mess.